Hey everyone, thank you for watching today's video. I am so excited to do. It is going to be my recommendations for the upcoming Sephora Vib sale, upcoming Sephora holiday savings event. I'm going to be going through my top 10 products that I think that you should have on your list, be giving a double take to, and products that I really recommend picking up when you do have a discount. I have already done my personal wish list video. If you want to see that, I can link that up in the cards, and I will have all of the information on the sale down below. The different dates and percentages and the codes will be down there for your information. So if you'd like to see my top 10 recommendations for the Sephora sale, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, I also wanted to say that I did film this look for my Instagram, which is Merch Beauty Word, so the tutorial will be going up over there. I actually mentioned in my wish list video that I had on the new eyeshadow palette from Lawless Beauty, the Baby One eyeshadow palette. I had mentioned that I was supposed to be receiving it in PR, and I didn't think that was happening anymore, so I was just going to pick it up for myself. But then the package actually did come. The video was already filmed and edited and uploaded to YouTube, but not live yet, so I couldn't really go back and change it, but I just put a pinned comment in there saying that had actually come to me and I really wanted to film with it. I do always leave all of the makeup that I'm wearing down in my description box. I will also link all of these products. I have some newer products, I have some older products. It's just kind of a mixture of both, and again, really kind of focusing on the products that I would want to take advantage of having some sort of discount with them, either the 10, 15, or 20% off. So first up, I'm going to start with these from Charlotte Tilbury. These have completely took me by surprise. Products I did not expect to enjoy, but I really do love these wands from her. So I have a highlight wand and I also have a contour wand. The highlight wand that I have is in Pillow Talk. The contour wand that I have is in Fair Medium. These do retail for $38, which I think is pretty expensive. I know that I will want to repurchase these when and if I ever go through them, but I know that I would also like to get a discount with them because even though I think that they're absolutely beautiful, I do also think that they're, you know, it's Charlotte Tilbury. She's one of my bougiest girlfriends, okay? Her stuff is expensive. I do have the highlight on today, but you just have the little floof balls here on the end, but I really like them because they're so natural. Even the contour, it is so easy. I could put this all over my face. I can do a nose contour with it, and then I can take my time and blend it out, and it just blends out so flawlessly. Same with the highlight. You just don't really have to do a lot of work with these, and the whole vibe that I feel with Charlotte Tilbury is that very like effortlessly natural beauty, and that's what I feel from these contour wands, so I definitely recommend these. I'll just keep going along with my friend group here, and these Natasha Denona palettes. Okay. A lot of us know that I love the mini palettes from Natasha Denona. Those are $25. I highly recommend those. Oh, also with Charlotte Tilbury, highly recommend like all of her lip products. Lip liners, lipsticks, Matte Revolution, that's my favorite. Even though I said I was focusing on the top 10, like I'm really gonna try to expand to give you more recommendations. I also have a Sephora playlist. I can link that down below. I've done a couple Sephora hauls and reviews for those hauls recently too. So a lot of other content you can watch if you'd want to get some ideas in here. But going back to Natasha Denona, definitely her mini palettes. I would highly recommend those. I think $25 is a great price, and if you have a little bit of a discount on top, I think that's great. The mini Nude and the mini Glam are some of my favorites, especially the mini Nude though. But these bigger palettes, these are what I would definitely recommend to have, you know, to purchase with some sort of discount. These are the midi palettes, and these are $65. So I do think that is pretty pricey. Purchasing the Love palette is what got me into these midi sizes, because prior to that I didn't purchase the Sunrise or the Sunset or whichever, I think it was like the first midi palette, and I was like, yeah, it looks really pretty, but still 65, like I just don't want to do it. And then the Love palette came out and I was like, ugh, I love these colors in here. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it for this one. I think I had some sort of discount when I bought this one though, because again, $65 is expensive. You have 15 shadows in here. You do have the mirror, and I fell in love with it. This one. This is what did it to me, because now I have gone on to purchase 2 other midi palettes, and I'm now saying like, oh, like the bigger palette that just released for holiday, the Trio Chrome, I'm like, oh, maybe if that was a midi palette, I'm like, what has happened to me? Because $65 is expensive, but the formula in here I think is so beautiful. The mattes are so easy to work with. The shimmers are gorgeous. The Love palette continues to be like one of my tippy top favorites. But then I also purchased the bronze palette. I mean, if these are your colors, would highly recommend this one. It's so beautiful. I have pulled this out so many times. Most recently, I did purchase the Glam palette. So this one is your cool tone palette, which I love having this in my collection now. I still think even though it's cool tone, like there's so many different looks you can do with it, because some of the shimmers lean more bronze, more pink, more silver, more taupe. It's just, you can kind of mix and match. There's plenty of still, you know, pretty like neutral cool tone browns in here for me. I love Natasha's mattes though, and I'm a matte fan. Like when I was doing this look today with the Baby One eyeshadow palette, I did a few mattes first and I was like, I could just leave it like this, but I was like, no, keep using more shadows. So that's when I added the shimmers, but really enjoy the formula in here. But I'm not like, I mean, I'm not lying here. These are expensive, so if you can get them with a discount, I would recommend. So speaking of Lawless Beauty, I'm just going to include Annie into our friends group. She is in girls night now. This is a product that I wanted to mention because I feel like it's just a category in general that doesn't really get talked about a lot. It is just the loose setting powder from Lawless Beauty. This is called the Seal the Deal loose setting powder. This retails for $36, or there is a mini now for $23 of the classic, which I think is really great. There's a couple different shades. There's a brightening one. My favorite would be the classic. I have definitely gone to powdering my face a lot more. My skin has changed from being really dry to being a little bit more on the combo side, so I've definitely been leaning on my powders more. I've been doing the like cleaning of my contour, like the powder right here. I've been doing that a lot more, and then also kind of hitting right here with my powder, and I feel like it just kind of brightens up the look again. Like after I've gone through and done my powders, then I go through and do that. But also especially with wearing masks, and if I'm wearing makeup but I'm also going to be wearing a mask, really trying to set my makeup down so it's not going to transfer a lot onto my mask. I have just been really leaning on loose powder at the moment, so I really wanted to include one to share in this video, again because I feel like a lot of times that's a category that can kind of get skipped over because it's not like the sexiest makeup release. But if you're a fan of loose powders, I would highly recommend you check out this one from Lawless. A foundation that I wanted to mention, this is not a newer release, but it's still, to me, it's a great foundation. I continue to recommend it, and I just think it's great, but it is a little bit more pricey. This is the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation. It is $47. So again, you know, a little bit more on the pricier side for a foundation that's available at Sephora, but I am such a fan of this one, and I wasn't really quite sure what I would think about it. I purchased it because a lot of people were curious to hear a review. It was a time where a lot of foundations were coming out, and I was really doing just a lot of testing of different foundations, ranking different foundations and seeing what I thought. So I have the shade 240 Quartz. This has one where it says it has a technology, which like still confuses me, but like a technology for like skin matching in the foundation. And I will say I purchased this one online, just kind of looking at the Sephora website, trying to choose my best shade match. And this is one of the best matched foundations to me. And I don't know if it's just I did that good picking my shade online, or if it's because of that technology. I don't know what's going on there, but it's beautiful. This is one that's a little bit more full coverage. I wouldn't say that this is my most used foundation, but it's one that I know that I can go to, and my skin is just gonna look really nice, even with a little bit more full coverage to it, even though it leans a little bit more on the matte side, and I tend to go for something more natural and more medium coverage. But this is just such a good one, and how it says it's supposed to refresh throughout the day, I literally like imagine the foundation on my skin like flipping over like you would a pillow, like you flip, like that's what I imagine is happening on my face. But this truly is one where I can wear it for 10, 12 hours and I'll look in the mirror and it still looks good. It still looks like I just applied it, even if I haven't touched it up. I've been really impressed with this one, so I still continue to recommend it, especially when people ask me if I do have any more full coverage foundations I would recommend. So if you like that, I think that you would like this one. All right, so recently I did a video ranking all of the new mascaras that I have been trying recently. I think there was 12 mascaras that I've been testing out recently. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that one up in the cards. There's a lot in there that I'd recommend, and there's a lot more high-end mascaras too. So definitely I'd say check that one out if you are in the market for a new mascara and you're curious about them. But I really wanted to include one, and the one that I decided to choose for this video is the Urban Decay Lash Freak. Now this one does retail for, let me tell you, $25, or they do have a mini for $13, which I think that's nice. The reason why I decided to put it in this video, because it's not my number one, it's not even my number two, which both 1 and 2 are available at Sephora and I would recommend. But I decided to put it in here because even though I said that I really enjoy it and I ranked it pretty high, it also can be a little bit tricky to use. So maybe if you purchase this one with a discount and it doesn't end up being like your absolute favorite, you know, maybe it's like better than paying full price for something, I definitely would recommend grabbing the mini for sure, because I think mini mascaras are a great deal. But it just, you know, it has this different wand to it, and it's a very wet mascara. So I do recommend that you're a little bit more careful when you're doing your lashes, because, you know, if you do something treacherous like sneezing while you're doing your mascara, it's game over. I mean, it's game over. But this is a mascara that makes my lashes look so long. I was watching an older video of me the other day, and I kept staring at my lashes and I was like, what mascara was I wearing that day? And I had all these different mascaras going through my mind, and I went and looked at my description box. It was the Lash Freak. I was like, of course it was. Why didn't I think of that? So the pros to me outweigh the cons now that I've figured out the best way to use this mascara. But that's why I wanted to recommend it, to get it with a discount, because you know, you can have some user error. I've had user error with this mascara, but I still think that it is so beautiful. I would also really recommend the new Lash Stash from the Sephora favorites. I mentioned that in my wish list video, and I said that I'm gonna grab that one. I think it retails for $48. You have a bunch of minis, you have some full sizes in there, the Lash Freak is in there, multiple other mascaras that I mentioned in my ranking video are in there, and I think that one looks like a really good value. A product I picked up recently that I ended up really liking, this is from Patrick Ta. This is I have the shade Shiso LA. What is the proper name? The Double Take Creme and Powder Blush. So these retail for $34. So you have two different shades in here. One's a powder and one is a cream formula. Again, this is Shiso LA. I kind of bought it thinking I could maybe use it as like a bronzer too, but it's more of that bronze toned blush, I would say, where it's not like the best bronzer match for me, but it makes a really beautiful blush. I actually really like the cream side, which surprised me because I'm not a big cream person, but the cream side is so easy to work with. It's so easy to blend, and it's really beautiful. The packaging is just luxe, and again, it's a little bit, you know, more expensive for a duo here, so that's why I wanted to include it. You can get a little bit of a discount. I do have two products to mention next, because you know me, I'm always trying to cheat when I say it's like 10 things, 5 things. I'm like, no, there's gonna be more. But these are some new and new-ish releases from Nars. This is their soft matte foundation and also the concealer. So the foundation retails for $40 and the concealer is $30. So the concealer has been out for a while now. I use the shade 2.5 Creme Brulee for myself, and a lot of people have been raving about this. When I was finally able to try it, Nars sent me a PR package with the foundation and they included the concealer. And I was so excited about it because I really did want to try this one. This is so great. Especially, I deal with hormonal acne. A lot of times I just have like spots on my face. I would describe, like, I just have a lot of redness. This covers so well. It has become my go-to concealer for covering these days, where sometimes I'll come in with this concealer first and I'll just cover all those marks, then I'll go in with the foundation and then a concealer on my under eyes as usual, and it's like my lifesaver at this moment. I also do think it's beautiful as a regular concealer on my under eyes or highlighting the center of my face. I'm such a fan of this one. But also the foundation, this has really impressed me. It says it's a soft matte foundation. To me, it's like that medium to full coverage. Even though I can see that it does pull a little bit more matte, to me with that soft matte effect, it doesn't have that. To me, when I wear a matte foundation, I feel like it just looks a little cakey on me. I feel like it looks sometimes too heavy on me, or like it's really noticeable that I'm wearing a lot of foundation, which I don't love. But this, it doesn't do that, and it still kind of gives you that more mattifying finish, which again, as I'm moving into more combo skin, it's been interesting trying to like readjust everything for me, and this has been such a nice one. The shade I wear right now is 2 or Santa Fe, medium 2 Santa Fe for this one. Again, would highly recommend it. I know that I put 2 different foundation recommendations in here, but one's like an older one and one's a newer one, and who doesn't love a good foundation? I also wanted to recommend this face palette from Jouer. I purchased this one recently. This is the Champagne and Macarons Sweet Cheeks palette. This retails for $34. There are 2 different shades for this one. I do have the lighter one, but you have a bronzer, 2 blushes, and a highlight. The highlight is in Citrine, which I know a lot of people really love from Jouer. This is a beautiful face palette. I know that I have said that I'm trying to cut back on the amount of face palettes I purchased, but I was interested in this one because it has 3 different categories of makeup versus just being blush, all bronzer, all highlight, anything like that. And I am so impressed. If a face palette isn't really for you, or you don't feel like either of the shades would work, I would also just recommend the Jouer blush duos or the Jouer bronzer duos. I have those and I think that they're fantastic, but I love that this one also gives me the addition of the highlight, and also the Citrine highlight is gorgeous. If you're just looking for a highlight to pick up, the Jouer Citrine is absolutely beautiful. I get complimented on it every single time that I wear it. And if I didn't say it, this one retails for $34. I did also want to include some skincare in here. So I have been a big fan of Pharmacy. I mentioned in my wish list video, I do have one of their toners on my list, but I wanted to mention these 2 products specifically, and there is also a set available, so I thought I would mention that too. But the Pharmacy Honeymoon Glow, this has replaced my night serum from Drunk Elephant, the $90 night serum from Drunk Elephant that I've been a fan of for years. I would consistently use it and see great results. When I started trying this from Pharmacy, I was like, whoa. And this one retails for $58. Still, that's a high price tag, but it's better than the $90 from Drunk Elephant. Both I think are great, but the Honeymoon Glow is what I've been going for. It's their AHA Resurfacing Night Serum, so this I do use in my night routine. And then also their Honey Potion Restoring Antioxidant Hydration Mask. This retails for $56. I saw there's also a mini of this, which I think is great. But this mask, I have used it so much. Like, I'm really considering purchasing the gift set that I found for myself, because it does include these 2 products plus a moisturizer, and I'm like, I mean, I'm gonna definitely go through this mask. This is a mask that I turn to when I have been masking all day, but not in a skincare way, in the physical mask on my face, and my face just feels kind of like dry and maybe a little bit dehydrated. This is what I use to bring that hydration back. My skin is softer, it looks better. I'm a really big fan of this one. So this, like I said, $56, or the set that's available is $60, and you get both of these products plus a moisturizer, the new moisturizer that's available from Pharmacy. I know that there are some minis in there too, so it's not all full-size products, but still I think that's a really good value to at least be able to try these products out and see if you would want to get them. Again, I'm kind of considering it for myself because I know that I'm going to go through these 2 products and I'm going to be like, now what? All right, and lastly, I just wanted to finish off with a hair product. So this is from the brand Fable & Mane. This is their Holly Roots Hair Oil. Stronger hair begins with healthy roots. Okay, so this one retails for $34. So this is a hair oil that I use before showering. This is one where I really take my time. I go on one side, I really part my hair out. I really take the time to massage it into my scalp. I do the 8 fingers here, and then I really rub it into the spot here. That's like an Indian hair care secret, and that's kind of what this brand is all about. And I mean, I feel like I've been really happy with my hair recently, and I'm not always happy with my hair, but I feel like between Olaplex, I have some Drunk Elephant and Briogeo products in my shower, and then the Fable & Mane, my hair is looking great, but especially this oil, because I have been trying the shampoo and conditioner, which I think is nice. And there is also a set that I purchased from Fable & Mane. It has minis of their shampoo, their conditioner, and a mask, and then I purchased the oil separately. But the oil, to me, because I've used it on its own too, this is what's making a huge difference. So like I said, I'll leave it in for like anywhere from like 10 to 30 minutes usually, and then I do shower and, you know, wash my hair like normal. But my hair is softer, it just feels better. But the next day is when I really notice. I feel like my hair has been like shinier, it's been like almost like bouncier, like even when I don't have it curled. But even when I do curl it, I feel like my curls are just looking better these days. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm using the same tool. I use the tool from T3, which I would also recommend. I'm still gonna link all of these other products that I'm trying to work into this video in my description box. But I feel like especially the day after I use this oil, I notice a big difference in my hair, and I'm gonna keep consistently using it because I hope it's doing that whole like making my hair healthier from the roots. And hopefully I have really thin hair, and it's a you know, it's definitely something I'm a little bit more self-conscious about. If you remember, I used to wear hair extensions in every single one of my videos. Even when I had hair almost to my waist, I was still wearing hair extensions because my hair was so thin. Even though it was long, it was really thin. I feel like this is a great product that I have in my hair care routine, so I really wanted to mention this one. And after that, those are my recommendations for the upcoming Sephora sale. A lot of times for this video, I run through like everything and go through as like every single product, but I feel like I've been reviewing a lot recently. Again, I have that Sephora playlist. I've been following up with my hauls. I have a makeup monthly coming too, that if it's not already up, it'll be going up. That has some Sephora recommendations in there, also recommendations and skips in there. So I just wanted to kind of narrow it down and focus it on top 10 products that I would really suggest getting, new or old, but what I think it would be really great to have in your collection, but also at a little bit of a discount. So that is it for today's video. Definitely let me know your thoughts. Are you planning to pick up any of these products? Make sure to check out my wish list video also, and I will be having a haul coming soon. If you enjoyed this one though, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. I hope you also consider subscribing before you go, and I will see you in my next video.